You might be thinking this is the scariest part of your van build.
And maybe it will be.
But really, it's not that bad.
In this video, we're going to be installing 6 windows from Van Windows Direct and taking you through the whole process.
So let's get started on the back 2 windows. Okay, so what you're going to need for this, you'll need just a small drill bit to kind of mark on the outside where the hole needs to be cut out. A bigger drill bit, this is a 1/2 inch, just to start the jigsaw blade. Which brings me to the next thing, you'll need a jigsaw with a metal blade. It's nice to have an electric caulk gun if you do, but if you don't, it's still possible to do this. 2 suction cups, some blue painter's tape, the Sikaflex P2G, it's a primerless urethane, and the trim for the window. And if you order the windows through Van Windows Direct, they'll send you the trim that's already cut and the urethane that you'll need. So everybody installs windows a little bit different, it seems like, but this is just what we found to be the best. So take a small drill bit, this is an 1/8 inch, and since the van, this is kind of a special shape, just kind of take this 1/8 inch drill bit and just drill holes all the way around this. You don't have to do too many, but just to kind of get the pattern of what this is going to be. So then on the outside you can tape it and you'll know exactly where to cut. So that's what we're going to do first. This is what it looks like on the outside, and it just gives you a nice way to connect the dots when you're cutting. So now we're going to take the 1/2 inch drill bit and just make a hole, so that way we have a place to start with the jigsaw. But also now is the time where it's important to have eye protection and ear protection. Honestly, when you're using the jigsaw, it does get really loud and you'll have metal shavings flying. So it's always a good idea to be safe. So now that this is cut, we're going to file it down. You can use a hand file, but if you have a grinder with this type of wheel, you can just kind of smooth it all out. So that's what we're going to do, and then we'll get to priming it. Now we're just using Rust-Oleum to paint this. Windows are packaged very well.
Absolute genius.
What?
This packaging.
It is. Very, very well packaged. Okay, now we gotta put the trim on here. This is so when you put the window up, you can put the tape down over the window to help hold it in place. So now we're going to put the urethane on, and when you cut the tip, you need to cut a V like that in it, so that way it sticks out from the van, so when you push the window on, it gets a good adhesion. So, on the bottom.
I can't see the side. This way.
Which way?
Down this way a little bit.
Okay.
I believe. How's it looking up there? I think it needs to go. Or maybe go right a little bit. I'm not really sure. the right window that's making it look off.
They're in. This is what it's going to look like for a while. The Sikaflex needs 6 hours minimum to dry before you can drive. Now we're going to move on to installing our van speed capsules and the windows that go in those. These windows are super simple. There's just the window and there's this flange right here. You don't have to use any adhesive or anything like that. There's just a gasket and it's a compression fitting, and you just screw or just drill out through these holes here and then put the screws in and you're done. Super simple.
This is the flange that goes on the inside. So I just put the window on and then they fit together seamlessly. This is what we're working with on the inside, and we're just gonna leave it like this, maybe for like 2 days.
It's been a little while since we installed the other 4 windows on the van, but that's because 2 of them have been on back order and 1 of them just came in, and we're too excited to wait, so we're just gonna install it today.
So this window is the Van Windows Direct Premium awning window,
And it's premium.
It is definitely premium. We're putting it right here. I don't know if you can see in the camera, but right here in this forward quarter panel.
Behind, on the driver's side.
On the driver's side. And then we're gonna also have this on the passenger side sliding door when it finally comes in. But right now, this has kind of been the window that's been holding us up from being able to continue our build. The sliding door one, we can kind of install that whenever.
But these are worth the wait, I think.
But I think these are 100% worth the wait. I'm really glad that we've put it off until this could come in. But honestly, let's just lift it up because even from the front, it just looks premium.
So this whole thing will open out, and on the inside it has a shade that comes down, bug screen that comes down, and the whole thing opens.
We'll show that once it's installed. But honestly, we just need to get started.
Yeah, let's do it. Next step, tape around the whole cut out, drill out thing that you just made, so you don't scratch anything on the van, and also keep metal shavings off the van. And just take a 1/2-inch drill bit, just somewhere along the bottom, just so you have enough room to start the jigsaw. Or you can paint the edges with Rust-Oleum to prevent rust. Just file it down to smooth out the edge a little bit. We're using this Rust-Oleum semi-gloss in black. You don't need a lot, just enough to like dab along the edges just to keep it protected. And the great thing about Van Windows Direct is when you order windows through them, you also get all of this trim and the adhesive that you'll use. And this trim comes pre-cut. You'll have to trim it a little bit, but it's not like this huge long thing. And it's like it's really nice because it's like the deepest, so it really stays on the best. So you just gotta get it. Getting it started is the hard part. Next step is using the Sikaflex primerless to glass. And you just want to cut a little V-notch in the tip of this, and these already come with like an outline of where to cut, so that's really nice. And then the other side is just normal, so then you can just run this along and then it'll stand out, so that way when you push the glass on, it has a nice bond.
this way. You're gonna have to guide me.
I gotta go down.
Down. There. She's on there.
Okay, go up.
I mean, yes, this needs to go up.
Is that good or?
I think so. The window is officially on. This is how you'll want to leave it, probably for at least 24 to 48 hours if you can. So we're not going to be able to show you like the window opening and closing right now because we want to leave these on so that this actually has the full time to set. But we're still going to take you inside and show you like what it looks like on the inside and the two coolest features that this window comes with. So this is what it looks like on the inside. It's a little bit smaller than what we thought it was going to be. Like we thought it was going to be more, I guess maybe not smaller, but not as centered. But that's fine because we're going to frame out this whole area here. But the two coolest features, first, you have a blackout shade that just comes down. It magnetizes down here. And then the second one, you lift this up and you have a bug screen. So we pretty much were waiting for this window specifically for those two things because there's not another window out there that you can have this.
And like we said before, we do still have one more window on back order for the sliding door. So when we get that one in, we'll show you how these work. Didn't already make it clear in this video, we've been waiting on this window to come in since September. It's now February and it finally came in. We had the chance to get a different window, but we decided to wait to have a matching window to the driver's side, and it was worth the wait in our opinion. This install is going to look pretty similar to the rest of the windows in the van, so let's go ahead and get started. Since you've already seen us do this on all the other windows, we're going to run through these steps a little bit faster, so we're going to start out by drilling out all these holes.
And now we tape to protect the paint.
Of course, one of the most important steps, paint the edges to prevent rust. Okay, now I'm going to put the trim around the cutout.
Is there anything you said about overkill?
Alright, this window's in, and for some reason the sliding door seems a little bit more difficult than the driver's side because of this little curve that's back here, and getting the actual window that's on the inside kind of has to go around it. But this is how we're going to leave it for about 24 to 48 hours, and then we'll take the tape off, and then we'll show you the features of the awning and all the other cool stuff on the inside.
We've given the window a couple days to fully cure and we've taken the tape off. So now we just wanted to show you the features that it comes with because this is probably the most feature-packed window that is on the market. It comes with a bug screen that you lift up like that. These two magnetize together. When you pull it down, it has the sunshade, which is super nice. This is honestly a pretty big window, so being able to keep the light out when you want it out is nice. And then when this opens, it opens to almost 90 degrees. It's like just under 90 degrees. And then actually this window ended up being better than our passenger side window because since we waited a couple months for this, they had come out with like a version 2 of the window, and we've noticed that these handles pull it in tighter, and on the passenger side our like bug screen window shade combo, when we're driving it does rattle a little bit, but this actually locks down into place, which we like a lot better. So we're really glad that we waited for that. So yeah, we're really excited to have the same window on both sides. It lets a lot of natural light in. That paired with the rear, oh, what is that? 4 windows and a skylight. We have plenty of natural light, but also we're keeping in the insulation. We want to say a huge thank you to Van Windows Direct for sending us all of these windows.
And if you have any questions about an install or the windows in general, just drop those in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you in the next one.